Buenos dámy a pánové, já vás vítám naší herní série na hru Dragon Age Origins, jdeme si povykládat s Lilianou. Ahoj Liliano.
Do you remember our discussion?
No samozřejmě, že si pamatuju na náš rozhovor.
I just wanted to tell you that I thought about what you told me, and you were right. Despite what Marjolaine says, I am not like her. I know that now. I found peace in knowing the Maker, and nothing will change that. I followed you to make the world a better place, and as long as I keep that in mind, I will not fall. Sometimes it takes another to show us the truths we hide from ourselves. I'm glad I left Lothering in your company. You have proven a true friend, and I thank the Maker for you.
Oh.
I enjoy the nights at camp. The night always seems more peaceful to me, safer. I feel the night grants us a reprieve from the troubles of the day. Silly, isn't it? The Darkspawn never sleep, and they lurk in the shadows. I enjoy those nights when we stand guard together, talking to pass the time in those small hours. Well, I talk and you listen mostly. Sometimes I succumb and fall asleep and wake to find you still watchful. And I know you're watching out for me. What I'm trying to say is that I trust you. I'm comfortable around you. I know you'll be there when I need you. You are our leader and my friend, and sometimes I think that maybe we could be more than that. Maker, look at me stumbling over my words like an ill-educated peasant girl. Some bard I am. I'm not embarrassed. I'm just flushed because of the heat.
Ano, určitě Liliano, because of the heat.
Really? No one told me. You felt the same way and didn't do me the courtesy of informing me? You made me say all those things. Why couldn't you have said them first? Oh, you... Oh, how very awkward.
To jsem celý, já jsem strašná osoba. A to jsem přesně já, ale...
Oh, chivalry is so dead, making the ladies spill her guts like that. Well, that settles it then.
Nemáte zač, Liliano? Jdeme. Tak, jdeme do hradu, dámy a pánové. Jdeme se vrátit zpátky do gradu. Jdeme tam pořešit shromaždí výpravu. Ano?
Yes.
Indeed.
Tak, Rudoskalský hrad. Jdeme to vyřešit s panem, jakže se jmenoval? Arl Imon, ano. Jdeme vyřešit pana Arla Imona a jdeme domů. A vyrážíme do Trpasličího údolí. Potom hned. Sir Pert.
You return. Might you have news? What of him? He awaits my brother's decision on his fate. We've tried more magical healing, but nothing works. As time passes, I become more and more convinced the urn might be our only hope. You have? Wonderful. Let us go at once to Eamon's side and see if the urn's healing powers live up to their reputation.
Okay. Pane?
Where am I?
Be calm, brother. You have been deathly ill for a very long time. Do you remember nothing?
Tegan? What are you doing here? Where is Isolde?
Much has happened since you fell ill, brother. Some of it will not be easy for you to hear.
Then tell me. I wish to hear all of it. This is most troubling. There is much to be done, that is true. But I should first be thankful to those who have done so much. Grey Warden, I know you did what you had to. I grieve for Isolde, but I believe that had you not acted as you did, it might have been far worse. I am in your debt. Will you permit me to offer you a reward for your service? I understand, but regardless of your motivations, I feel you are worthy of a reward. I would like to honor your efforts, nothing more. Then allow me to declare you and those traveling with you champions of Redcliffe. You will always be a welcome guest within these halls. And for you, Warden, a shield of the same make as those that have been given to our finest knights.
We should speak of Loghain, brother. There is no telling what he will do once he learns of your recovery.
Loghain instigates a civil war even though the Darkspawn are on our very doorstep. Long I have known him. He is a sensible man, one who never desired power.
I was there when he announced he was taking control of the throne, Eamon. He is mad with ambition, I tell you.
Mad indeed. Mad enough to kill Cailan, to attempt to kill myself and destroy my lands. Whatever happened to him, Loghain must be stopped. What's more, we can scarce afford to fight this war to its bitter end. We have no time to wage a campaign against him. Someone must surrender if Ferelden is to have any chance at fighting the Darkspawn. I will spread word of Loghain's treachery, both here and against the king. But it will be but a claim made without proof. Those claims will give Loghain's allies pause, but we must combine it with a challenge Loghain cannot ignore. We need someone with a stronger claim to the throne than Loghain's daughter, the Queen.
Are you referring to Alistair, brother? Are you certain?
I would not propose such a thing if we had an alternative, but the unthinkable has occurred. Tegan and I have a claim through marriage, but we would seem opportunists no better than Loghain. Alistair's claim is by blood.
And what about me? Does anyone care what I want?
You have a responsibility, Alistair. Without you, Loghain wins. I would have to support him for the sake of Ferelden. Is that what you want?
But I... No, my lord.
I see only one way to proceed. I will call for a landsmeet. A gathering of all of Ferelden's nobility in the city of Denerim. There, Ferelden can decide who shall rule, one way or another. Then the business of fighting our true foe can begin. What say you to that, my friend? I do not wish to proceed without your blessing. None of this would be possible without you. You led Alistair here. You saved my life with the urn of sacred ashes. It's your lead I follow. I am a credible enough figure in this nation to call the landsmeet, but I hold no illusions that I could face Loghain without you. Surely you see that. Very well. I will send out the word. But before we proceed, I believe there is the matter of the mage, my son's tutor. He still lives, I understand.
He does. He is in the dungeon, brother.
Have him brought here, Tegan. I wish to see him. Jowan, what you have done is not in question. You tried to assassinate me and set into motion a series of events that nearly destroyed everything I cherish. What have you to say in your own defense?
Nothing, my lord. Other than to say I am sorry. I expect no mercy for what I have done.
I see. Grey Warden, have you anything to say on Jowan's behalf? Then there is nothing more to say. Jowan, I hereby sentence you to death. May the Maker show you the mercy we cannot.
Thank you, my lord.
Now, back to the matter of the landsmeet. It will take some time to recall my forces and organize our allies. I would prefer to wait until that is done before calling the Landsmeet. In the meantime, I suggest you pursue the remainder of the Grey Warden treaties. We will need all the allies we can get if we are to defeat the Darkspawn horde.
Už se stalo. Hodně už jich mám. Tak, jdeme teda do toho. A to říká... A tam, dobré. Špatná strana. Tak, nádvoříčko. Tak. Tak. Můžeme pokračovat dál, ano, a jdeme do zmrzlých hor. Tak. Tak, co nás tady čeká? Ach, ano. Tihleti zvedci. Leliana nám tady hned lehla. Co se týká Alistara taky. Co ty tu?
Look at this mess. I love it. My strength is waning. Ow. My bruises are all bruised now.
Tak, kdyby se cokoliv zase pokazilo. Jakože se už snad nepokazí. Vůbec nic.
Traders aren't allowed into Orzammar, so they just sort of gather near the doors. There's no laws up here at all, I'm told.
Děkujeme za informaci, ale běžíme blbě.
King Loghain will not.
Vieta! This land is held in trust for the sovereign dwarven kings. I cannot allow entry at this time.
King Loghain demands the allegiance of the Desher, or lords, or whatever you call them in your assembly. I am his appointed messenger.
I don't care if you're the king's wiper. Orzammar will have none but its own until our throne is settled.
None more important than mine.
Your business will wait. Orzammar must limit outside influence until the throne is settled. No one gets in.
Who doesn't? If I don't get in, no one should.
Orzammar has no king. Endrin Idukan returned to the stone not 3 weeks ago, sick over the loss of his sons. The assembly has gone through a dozen votes without agreeing on a successor. If it is not settled soon, we risk a civil war.
The Wardens killed King Cailan and nearly doomed Ferelden. They're sworn enemies of King Loghain.
Well, that is the royal seal. That means only the assembly is authorized to address it. Grey Warden, you may pass.
You're letting in a traitor? And a foreigner? In the name of King Loghain, I demand that you execute this stain on the honor of Ferelden. Your bluster won't work on me. I'm a messenger of King Loghain.
Kill each other as you will. But take your sodding fight off my doorstep.
Jak si přeješ. Ty vole, Alistar to chudák dostává, ty vole. Kladivo je docela dost těžké. Jdeme na něj 3. Nemůžeš něco udělat, Morrigan? Třeba, já nevím, pozmrazovat ho docela. Jo, pobíte, pojďte. Jdeme na něj 4. Super.
Let's make this quick, shall we?
Pane, hotovo.
You've done me a service. That fool Imrek was barking for a week. Are all humans so touched? You are free to enter Orzammar, Grey Warden. Though I don't know what help you will find.
A trust follow.
Anything complimentary to be said about these people is that they possess a remarkable facility for carving.
So, this thing you and him have going, doesn't that violate your vows?
What? What kind of question is that to just blurt out? What do we have going?
Yes, I'm that blind. I so totally did not see you ogling each other before.
He was not ogling me, was he? Was he really ogling me?
Now that you say it, I'm not sure. Maybe he wasn't ogling you. I don't know. I could always ask him.
You can't do that. Could you? You couldn't do that.
I could, but I won't. Next thing you'll have me pulling his hair and passing him love letters.
Just mind your own business. How inappropriate.
Leriana, vole. Jo, máme se k sobě. Krásné motoši těch strážců.
It is the assembly who makes a king, and a king who nominates his successor. None of it is carried in the blood.
Or, as now, when someone tries using the assembly to pull a coup. Who's to say what my father said in his final hours, when the usurper Harrowmont was the only one by his side?
I'll have you thrown in prison.
You've bitten off more than you can chew!
Handlers, separate these dashers in the diamond quarter. I will not have Balin incite a riot.
You not speak that way about the man who should be king!
Tak tohle se mi teda vůbec nelíbilo. Ale vůbec.
I won't have fighting in the commons, especially in front of outsiders. I find that so fool, I'll have him in the Legion.
So this is Orzammar. It's huge.
Shit, jdeme špatně. Tak, já se musím stavit totiž do městské čtvrti, kde mám pro Lelianu nějaký dáreček. Do Prachova.
I have heard much about the halls of the Dwarven kings, but the stories do it no justice.
Vážně?
It is so strange, harsh, yet beautiful. And have you seen those tiny pig-like burrowing animals? They are adorable. I wish I could have one as a pet. But they must be hard to catch and... Oh, just ignore me. I'm so silly sometimes. Let's just go.
Chtěla bys ho mít? Chtěla bys ho mít? Chtěla bys ho mít? To je kurva ten kreten. Hej! 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 Kámo! Kámo! Máš pracovko? Hraboště? Něco takového?
Yes? Why is someone like you hanging about Dusttown so much? Nugs? Yes. They don't got much meat on them, but down here you can't be picky. Better than nothing. What for? You going to cook them up yourself? Yeah, I can find a nug for you. Could even get one from outside the city. Those ones in the deeps don't eat as much garbage. I don't know what they eat, but they always seem healthier, you know? Shiny coats, bright eyes. How much you giving me? Don't know. Depends on how big a one I catch. Give me some time. I'll hunt him down for you.
My ho máme, tady. Super. Takhle, Diano. Ach, moje přítelkyně. Moje přítelkyně toho chtěla jako domácího mazlíčka. Já se zabiju, vole. Denerim. Najděte někoho, kdo dokáže rozlušit podivné listiny. Dobře, zbroj z dračích šupin. Nic. Art rudoskalí. Shromaždí armádu. To jo. Super. A Orzamar? Tak jo. Jdu dělat tuhletu misi. Akorát já dopravdu, ale vůbec nevím, kde je sněmovna. Já tady přijdu za... Nevím, za jak dlouho mi dokážu chytnout toho kreténka malého. Ale Liliana ho dostane. Já doufám, že se to pak promítne do té trojky aspoň. To bude totiž zábavné. Ale jen jak to bude s těmi zvířatky, jo. Ano, prosím. Máme moje přítelkyně. Tady je sněmovna.
Let's get started.
So, this thing you and him have going, doesn't that violate your vows?
What? What kind of question is that to just blurt out? What do we have going?
Yes, I'm that blind. I so totally did not see you ogling each other before.
He was not ogling me, was he? Was he really ogling me?
Now that you say it, I'm not sure. Maybe he wasn't ogling you. I don't know. I could always ask him.
You can't do that. Could you? You couldn't do that.
I could, but I won't. Next thing you'll have me pulling his hair and passing him love letters.
Just mind your own business. How inappropriate.
Tohle milovala já na ty odpovědi, vole. Vždycky tak ideální.
This should be easy enough.
Mě se zajímá. Au. Čekaj, za tím blbcem, vole. Co je tam venku? Když si s nima mám promluvit, tak to musím udělat trošku jinak, no. Jichachu. Ale úplně jinak. Jichachu.
You were a cloistered sister?
You must have been a brother before you became a Templar, no?
I never actually became a Templar. I was recruited into the Grey Wardens before I took my final vows.
Do you ever regret leaving the Chantry?
No, never. Do you?
Yes. You may not believe it, but I found peace there. The kind of peace I've never known.
It used to get so quiet at the monastery that I would start screaming until one of the brothers came running. I would tell them that I was just checking. You never know, right?
No, I never did anything like that. I enjoyed the quiet.
Suit yourself. The look on their face was always priceless.
Vieta, surfacer. I'm bid to let you walk the commons, but keep your place. Warden or not, I want order.
No, však budeš mít pořádek.
Surface problems. Well, we have no king to hear you. You can join the shouting at the assembly in the Diamond Quarter if you want. Bunch of Desher lords bickering over sand. Balin, Harrowmont. Is one so different? No paragons here. They've caged themselves for fear of each other. As you've seen, keeping order down among us working people is dodgy. No place for a proper lord. Balin speaks through his second, Vartag Gavorn, in the assembly. Lord Harrowmont speaks through Dulin Ferender from his estate. Yes, you should.
Dobré, děkuji, nashledanou, pane. Moky. Tak jo, tak já jdu někam. Denner mě teďka nezajímá vůbec. Mě ho vypřadněl. Králův důvěrník. Vardgavorn. Až budeme jako třeba bylo na té minimapce ukázané, kde se nachází to ne, co? Počkej, kde oni se nachází? V diamantové čtvrti. Ne. Ale mi jednoho blbého trpaslíka, vole, to není člověk, tak to pro ty trpachy. Mrkáme se takhle.
Legion of the dead warriors secretly wear Prince Baelin's colors. Our prince has Orzamar's deadliest warriors behind him.
Když ho najdu? Sál sněmovny. Výborně.
Get started.
Tady je.
Warden, welcome. It is always a blessing for Orzammar to host your order. I am Vartak Gavorn, top advisor to our good Prince Balin. What news do you bring? Yes, the treaty. I've seen it in the Shaper's libraries. Now the difficulty is that the treaty only compels our king, and we are sadly lacking one of those right now. My prince is the rightful king, but a disappointing number of lords back the upstart Harrowmont for the throne. If you show your support for Prince Balin, he might be able to assist with your requests. Harrowmont promised the same portion of his estate to two different Deshers, Lady Dace and Lord Helmy. Harrowmont can't possibly grant it to both of them, but they won't find out until after the vote is cast. I have copies of the promissory notes Harrowmont gave each of them. Once they see those, they should both reconsider their votes. Lady Dace doesn't leave the quarter much, but Lord Helmy's adventurous, likes to spend his time at Tapster's in the Commons. Remember, don't tell them you got these papers from me. You learned of them and drew your own conclusions.
Jo, tak jdeme proti. Dulina, co to?
I heard there was a Grey Warden here. I am Dulin Forrender. Second to Lord Harrowmont, King Endrin's own choice as successor. Word is spreading that the surface may suffer a blight. It is shameful we are not in a better position to help. That may be, and that is a terrible risk for the surface. But even if the world would end tomorrow, Lord Harrowmont cannot ignore Balin today. He cannot afford to trust anyone of unproven loyalties. If you wish to show you have no loyalty to Balin, then work against him in Harrowmont's name. Balin is hosting a proving today, supposedly to honor his father's memory. The Deshers take it very seriously, and unfortunately, Balin found some way to blackmail or intimidate House Harrowmont's best fighters into stepping down. It would certainly make your loyalties loud and clear. Balin would never work with anyone who humiliated him in that way. Harrowmont would have no fear of meeting with you then.
Nechci se přiklánět na ničí stranu.
Then I'm afraid your only choice is to wait until there's a winner. Lord Harrowmont cannot risk his life working with someone of unproven loyalties. If you change your mind, let me know. The proving is this afternoon, and Lord Harrowmont could certainly use you on his side.
A co si o to myslíte vy? Mí drazí spolu bojovníci.
News of the hour.
Tu je Dobrý den.
What do you want? Ah, I suppose you're the Grey Warden everyone's talking
Ne, vole,
about.
nejsem. Já jsem jaký píču vole tady.
It's fascinating the surface has an entire order dedicated to fighting darkspawn. Down here, that's just what fighting means. But I'm sure it's more difficult on the surface. It must be much harder to find them. I am. And what business would you have with me? Now, was that an attempt to cozen me into revealing my choice, or are you simply making small talk? It's so hard to tell with you surface types. You're all so charmingly direct and artless. Who wants to know? It certainly can't be you. What interest would a Grey Warden have in who rules Orzammar? Well, this isn't exactly a surface broadsheet. Where did you get these? Never mind. It is true enough, but there's nothing I can do about it. This deal was made on behalf of our entire house. Only my father can revoke it. He is leading a deep roads expedition, trying to secure an ancient thaig. It's unlikely he'll be back before the election, but perhaps this vote is important enough for you to brave the tunnels to tell him? The Dace family would be in your debt. He was searching an old Idukan site. He left me with this map, in case his expedition never returned. I'll give you a pass as well. Usually, no one is allowed past the front lines. Does that mean you'll go? So Balin's victory means enough for you to risk your life. How interesting.
Šedý strážce. Ne, nebudu to. To nebudem podporovat.
Grey Warden arrives in Orzammar, undoubtedly to offer assistance to Lord Harrowmont.
It'll be 2 years tomorrow. By all the holy sodding ancestors, how can you people just ignore that?
Bronca didn't go alone, She took the whole
Look at him.
house. Everybody but you.
Jaj. Jdeme do Měšťanů. A máme ho tu někde, nebo?
So, I've been hearing rumors that a certain wine...
Mrkáme tu. Čekaj, kde je ten druhý? Ještě u výčepního, dobře, tady. Tak se půjdu podívat, jestli už má konečně.
Let's get started.
To je hrozný potom.
Just something they tricked surfacers into drinking as a joke.
They're everywhere. I can't.
Ogren. Co tam tu dělá?
I mean, it's how the ancestors show their favor. Do they really need our help? Lord Dennick Helmy, honored Desher of the Orzammar Assembly, and terrible disappointment to my esteemed mother, who doesn't like me spending time in taverns. You understand what I'm saying, right? On the surface, there are no castes, and it works fine. Am I right, Warden?
Možná.
You don't get far as the youngest and most outspoken member of the Assembly without keeping an ear to the stone. I heard there was a Grey Warden in town. No offense, but you kind of stand out.
No to jo, no.
Very good. I guess someone already told you I was good for nothing, drinking my life away at tapsters. Or did they leave off at greatest shame to ever fall upon the Assembly? I've always liked that one. You know,
Most smiths and tavern keeps would make decent dashers if we gave them a chance and a seat in the assembly. Orzammar are so mired in tradition, no one bothers asking if the casts are even necessary. Me and 79 other fine, upstanding examples of how someone who's born into every privilege inevitably wants more. They're not fond of my views on equality. Oh, well, I'd ask for proof, or why you care, but frankly, I'm so tired of it I'm not even surprised anymore. I don't even want the land, but my house would kill me if I turned it down. Responsibilities, you know. Now I'll have to go through the whole process of rejecting the deal. And they'll both have to try something else. And I thought it was going to be a nice day. You're just doing what you think is right. I'll have to inform Mother that Lord Harrowmont hasn't bought our vote after all.
Aha. Wat is dus? Oh,
What do you want? Hey, I heard about you. Grey Warden, coming from the surface. Great crisis in the world. Someone saw you talking to Vartag Gavorn, and now it's all over that you've been doing dirty errands for Balin. I figured you'd be the one, you know, who could help me find Branka. But I guess you're just like all the rest. Branka's a paragon. Only one smart enough to be raised in the last 4 generations. She's a smith. Invented some kind of new coal that burns clean. It's been 2 years since she disappeared down the deep roads, and your boss never gave her a thought. I wonder, what does he think he can get from her now? I know he's been poking around, trying to find things out about her, what she was looking for. Won't tell me spit, though. He wants it for himself, right? A little blessing from the ancients' technology, and he's assured the throne. Is that it? Too little, too late. But it's a nice gesture, Warden. If you think your boot-kissing will get you an in I don't have, you're welcome to try this. I know both Harrowmont and Balin have been asking about her. 2 years without a peep, and suddenly now they want to start looking. If you find out what they know, it might just put me a step closer to finding her. Or sit here and have a drink. It's all the bleeding same to me. Barkeep?
Takže stejně se s ním budu muset promluvit. Ty 2 už jsme dostali. Ukládání hry, no tak se podíváme na to všechno. A přijmeme ten souboj, no a zbytek si ponecháme na příští epizodu, dámy a pánové. Takže budu muset nakonec hrát na obě strany. I když nechci.
Legion of the Dead Warriors secretly wear Prince. Our prince has Orzamar's deathly.
Tak nic.
As you wish.
Do you see how things lie, Warden? Lord Harrowmont cannot trust you unproven, but he welcomes a good faith gesture. The provings are how our ancestors show their judgment, pitting body against body in a ring of scared stone. Everyone in Orzammar accepts that judgment. The usual. A couple of Idukans, some Gavorns. He has many men lined up, but not all of them are top-ranking. Piotin Idukan and Wojciech Ivo are his best. They're both unpredictable, and some of the best fighters Orzammar has seen. Balin is hosting a proving tournament to honor his father's memory, but he somehow scared off most of Lord Haramont's fighters. If you can enter as Haramont's champion, you would prove your dedication well. Excellent. The arena is located off the Commons. Talk to the Proving Master and tell him you're entering Lord Haramont's roster. The key fighters we lost were Guidon and Beisel. You can look for them in the fighters' preparation chambers behind the ring. And be sure it's before the fights begin. After the first bout, no one may change the roster. If you need to find me again, I will wait in the Tapster's Tavern off the Commons. There is no better place to hear gossip. Perhaps even word of your victory.
Dámy a pánové, myslím, že to by pro tento díl stačilo. Děkuji za každý odběr, like, zhlédnutí, no a uvidíme se v další části na hru Dragon Age Origins. Já se teďka jenom... Tak, já si aktivuju tady tohle. A mrkneme se teda zpátky do té čtvrtě, říkám tady tohleto, je to strašně, tady tohleto. Ještě se mrkneme si, kam už nepřivezl prasátko. Já tomu říkám prasátko, ale je to hraboš vlastně. Ale je to vlastně... Jestli už nahoru toho nějakého toho hraboše kámoš nechytil? Jo, už ho chytil, výborně. Zdravím.
I got him. He's all squirmy, but he's a big fella.
Yeah, no.
Don't know. I'll take anything you can give. He's a fat one, though. Worth a bit. I knew you'd be good on your word. Nice doing business.
Tak, Lilianko, mám pro tebe dárek. Počkej, kde to je tady? Rostomilý rypec.
Oh, it's one of those subterranean bunny pigs. Oh, look at him. Come here, you. Thank you so much. You've made my day.
Ona už je do mě zamilovaná, dělá si do mě prdel. Kámo. Ej, ale to, že jsem... A teď třeba mě nějak nezabije. Ale Liana má svoje prasátko, takže... Jak já to s láskou nazývám. Byl docela rychlej, kámoš. Stačilo pár věcí vyříkat, až to se. A anšlus jako. Že tady neplním ty vedlejšáky, což je mnohem lepší. A jdu jenom po hlavních dílových linkách, tak si myslím, že to zvládneme docela rychle. Jako ve dvojce zase budu plnit, jo? Tam jako dvojka mě bavila třeba trošičku víc než Origins. Origins je dobrý, ale ten souboj systém je to úplně na hovno a já mám ráda mágii. Takže pak už bude kam jako čorovat. Jsou tu někde? Nejsou mimo.
You are very beautiful, Morrigan.
Tell me something I do not know.
But you are always dressed in such rags. It suits you, I suppose. A little tear here, a little rip there to show some skin. I understand.
You understand I lived in a forest, I hope?
Maybe we could get you in a nice dress one day. Silk. No, maybe velvet. Velvet is heavier, better to guard against the cold in Ferelden. Dark red velvet. Yes. With gold embroidery. It should be cut low in the front, of course. We don't want to hide your features.
Stop looking at my breasts like that. 'Tis most disturbing.
You don't think so? And if it's cut low in the front, we must put your hair up. Show off that lovely neck.
You are insane. I would sooner let Alistair dress me.
It'll be fun, I promise. We'll get some shoes too. Shoes. We could go shopping together.
Už začíná ty boty, vole.
As you wish.
To už bych nechala Alistara, aby mě oblekl. Alistar, hned vedle. Dík. Dík. Tak dobrý, dámy a pánové, já to teda nevím, pro dnešek típnu. Děkuji moc za každý odběr, like, zhlédnutí, no uvidíme se v další části na hru Dragon Age Origins. Tak zatím adios, amigo.